Maya, the resourceful engineer, a flooded city street with debris floating by. Maya wading through the water, determination on her face as she surveys the destruction. The chaotic metropolis of New York City. Abandoned streets filled with overturned cars and makeshift barricades. People looting stores and shouting, a sense of panic in the air. The diverse group of survivors. A cramped shelter, dimly lit and filled with makeshift beds. The group huddled together, sharing stories and forming bonds, expressions of hope and fear. Alex, the former military officer. An urban rooftop overlooking the devastated city. Alex scanning the horizon with binoculars, a serious look as he searches for threats. Priya, the brilliant biologist, draped. Inside a makeshift laboratory filled with plants and equipment, Priya examining samples under a microscope, her brow furrowed in concentration. Leo, the street-smart teenager. An abandoned convenience store shelves empty and dusty, Leo rummaging through debris, finding useful supplies with a triumphant grin. A devastated landscape, a once thriving suburb overgrown with weeds and nature reclaiming the land. The camera panning over crumbling houses, showcasing the passage of time. A gang confronting the survivors, a dark alleyway, tension palpable. Gang members brandishing weapons, the survivors standing their ground, ready to fight. The journey to Haven. A barren highway lined with abandoned vehicles. The survivors walking determinedly, backpacks slung over their shoulders, scanning their surroundings. The sanctuary known as Haven, a vibrant community surrounded by greenery and makeshift homes. The group entering Haven, awe on their faces as they take in the thriving environment. The survivors sharing a meal, a makeshift dining area in the shelter filled with salvaged food. The group gathered around a table, laughing and sharing stories, a sense of camaraderie and warmth. Maya working on a sustainable project, a community garden in Haven, filled with plants, Maya planting seeds and explaining the process to others, hope shining in her eyes. A natural disaster unfolding, dark clouds looming over a city, lightning flashing, people running for cover as rain begins to pour heavily, creating an atmosphere of urgency. A close-up of Priya's research, the lab, filled with charts and samples, Priya excitedly showing a discovery to Maya, their faces lighting up with realization. A moment of reflection, a quiet spot in Haven with trees and a small pond, Maya sitting alone, looking pensively at the water, lost in thought about her past. The survivors training for defense, a cleared area in Haven, set up for practice. The group practicing self-defense moves, laughter mixed with intensity as they train together. A tense standoff with the gang. A deserted street at dusk, shadows lengthening. The survivors standing defiantly against the gang, fists clenched and expressions fierce. A moment of triumph. The entrance to Haven, decorated with banners and flowers. The group celebrating their arrival, hugging and cheering as they realize they've found safety. A storm approaching, dark, swirling clouds over the landscape. The wind picking up, debris flying as the survivors rush to secure their shelter. The community at work in Haven. People collaborating on building projects and planting crops. Individuals sharing tools and ideas, a sense of teamwork and community spirit in the air.